Penguin Audio presents Our Last Best Chance, The Pursuit of Peace in a Time of Peril, by King Abdullah II, read by Nadim Sawalha. This book is for the people of Jordan. Preface. 2 years ago, when I started writing this book, I hoped it would reveal the inner workings of how, against great odds, the United States, Israel, and the Arab and Muslim world had brokered peace in the Middle East. As I write these words, however, I can only say that this is a story about how peace has continued to elude our grasp. And yet, in my region, where optimism is even more precious than water, we cannot afford to give up hope. Why would a head of state want to write a book? There are countless reasons why doing so may be ill-advised. Running a country, after all, even a small one, is a full-time job. Added to that is the requirement of getting along with neighbors, many of whom could easily be offended by an honest presentation of the facts as viewed from another nation's perspective. And then there are those who will want their actions either to go unmentioned or to be praised beyond their worth. I have decided to put aside these arguments and write this book because the Middle East, the very tough neighborhood in which I live, is facing a moment of real crisis. I believe we still have one last chance to achieve peace, but the window is rapidly closing. If we do not seize the opportunity presented by the now almost unanimous international consensus on the solution, I'm certain we will see another war in our region, most likely worse than those that have gone before and with more disastrous consequences. People around here have long memories. They readily remember previous failed attempts to bring together the parties to the conflict. Many of the same players are still on the stage, and likely would remain so for years to come. This could be seen as a compelling reason not to speak publicly about sensitive issues, but I believe the world must know the risks of doing nothing. My father's generation reeled from the blast of war about once a decade. Following the war, triggered by the creation of Israel in 1948, there was Suez in 1956, the disastrous 1967 war, when Israel seized the West Bank, the Sinai, and the Golan Heights, and the War of 1973, when Egypt and Syria tried and failed to win back the territory they had lost in 1967. These were followed by the Iran-Iraq War and the Israeli invasion of Lebanon in the 1980s and the Gulf War in 1991. The periods in between could be called peace only in the loosest of senses. In the 11 years since I became King of Jordan, I have seen 5 conflicts: the Al-Aqsa Intifada in 2000, the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan in 2001, the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, the Israeli invasion of Lebanon in 2006, and the Israeli attack on Gaza in 2008-2009. Every 2 or 3 years, it seems, another conflict besets our troubled region. As I look forward, my greatest fear is that we will soon see another war between Israel and its neighbors, triggered by a yet unknown flashpoint that will escalate in terrifying ways. The conflict between the Israelis and the Palestinians goes back to the early years of the 20th century, but the impact of their struggle is felt very much in the present. Since the breakdown of the peace process in
Sample complete. Ready to continue?